Hello again residents, Alistair here, and we're super excited to announce that Jacob and I will be launching our brand new Dangerville store over at Teespring, where you can choose from all sorts of items like shirts, stickers, and phone cases, all in a wide variety of colors.
I freaking love the Medallion of Titans line of clothing, where you can get this custom design on all sorts of shirts, hoodies, sweaters, but if that doesn't suit your style, we've got plenty more to choose from.
You can even get a phone case with our very own banner on it, as seen on the Dangerville channel, and you can customize it to your liking. Here I am elegantly demonstrating our God of the Titans line of apparel with a Japanese Dangerville logo unique to the line of clothes and a picture of everyone's favorite Titan proudly displayed on the back.
Yeah, we see it, Al, yeah.
Thank you, Digital Me. That will be all. So head on over and take a look at what we've got to offer.
Our store is now open on Teespring, so follow the link in the description to be directed to our own page.
Thanks for listening, guys. We're looking forward to hearing about what you think of the merch.
In the upcoming battle between Godzilla and Kong, we know that the Big G-Man is believed to be millions of years old. But what about his counterpart in this fight, Kong? Kong was around during the 1970s and even before that during World War II. So we know that Kong does indeed age at a slower rate than most life on Earth. But Kong is not like Godzilla and the Titans. He and his kind are thought to be mortals, to eventually succumb to time and die of old age. So in this video, we will be discussing theories on the potential age of Kong. Now I want to make it clear that there is no official information on the matter, but that doesn't mean that we can't put together a basic idea of the age of the King of Skull Island. If you haven't followed us on Instagram at Dangerville YouTube, please consider doing so to get a personal look into the lives of Al and I. Kong's age, let's get to it. Now, it's been a while since I graduated from college, but I attempted math for this video. Oh lord. Once again, I'm just a dude nerd trying to make sense of something and have a little fun, so keep that in mind as we go. You know how we like to say a dog that is 1 year old is 7 in dog years? Well, I believe a similar concept happens with Kong, but backwards. I told you this video would be crazy. With the math that I played around with in my head and the calculator in my pocket I was told I would never have growing up, I came to the conclusion that for every 5 standard years that pass, Kong grows 1 year in Kong years. So we will use that number to figure out ballpark guesses at the actual age of Kong and how old he could get. So I've seen around the internet rumors of Kong in his appearance in Kong Skull Island being compared to a young teenager, fresh into puberty and all sorts of confused about life. An example I saw was him being the equivalent of a 14-year-old human during this movie, and after thinking about it some, that did make sense and I kinda liked it. 14-year-olds are capable but still nowhere near done in their biological and mental growth. So using this guesstimated age of 14 in Kong years and the number 5 that I came up with, we can finally start to put the beast's potential age together. If he was 14 in Kong years in 1973 and every Kong year was the equivalent to 5 normal years, 5 times 14 equals 70. This would put the year of Kong's birth around the year of 1903 and have him at 70 standard years old the first time we saw him in 1973. So we're making some progress here. Let's keep going to figure out his age in the upcoming battle with the G-Man. The year right now is 2020, if you didn't know, and I believe Godzilla vs. Kong is taking place in our current timeline and not in the future. 1973 was 47 years ago, which probably makes some of you monster fans feel old. For Kong though, this is just a fraction of time in his lifespan. 47 divided by 5 equals 9.4. Between the time that Kong defeated the big skullcrawler all the way to right now, he's only aged about 9.5 years in Kong years. Alright, here we go, let's put all of this together now. So if Kong was around 14 in 1973, he would now be the equivalent of a 23.5-year-old when we add the 9+ years of Kong years growth. 23.5 times 5 puts Kong to be a little over 117 standard years old in the year 2020. Now some of you may be thinking that Kong is supposed to be an old man Kong now and all grown up, having a massive beard and a full-on man body. How could he possibly be the equivalent of a 23-year-old just barely an adult? There are two things to consider here. First off, have you seen some of these young men in sports who look like they were born with a six-pack and a beard? Some people just hit their physical maturity way faster than others. So if Kong was being compared to a human, this very well could explain why he looks much more old and developed. But the thing is, he's not a human. The typical gorilla lifespan when averaging out both wild and in captivity examples is around 50 years of age. This would put Kong's age to be around halfway through his lifespan, much more in line with his new fully grown adult body and mentality. So how old can King Kong get in the Monsterverse? Let's say Kong survives his upcoming battles with Godzilla and whoever else. How old can he get? We mentioned before how he is likely not like the normal Titans and will not live for hundreds of millions of years. If he is 117 years old in Godzilla vs. Kong, and we predict this is halfway through his lifespan, then it could be that Kong would grow to a ripe old age of 250 before nature took him away from the world, or around 50 in his Kong years. All of this, taken with a grain of salt, are the numbers I came up with. All in good fun and based off of a fictional being, so it's all up for interpretation here. And obviously my calculations aren't like perfect or anything, it could really be anything, but these numbers made sense to me. We found out how old Kong was in his appearance in Kong Skull Island in both standard years and his dog-like Kong years. We did the math and learned how much he would have aged in the time since 1973, and in the end we added it all together and found what I believe to be a fair age for Kong. 117 years young in his upcoming battle with Godzilla, a very lucky number and something I hold dear to my heart. So do you think my guesstimations are close? What do you think on the matter? This is all in good fun and it's never a bad time to get all deep and nerdy when it comes to these fictional monsters. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already and make sure to hit the notification bell to stay up to date with all the new Godzilla vs. Kong news that is starting to roll out. Like the video if you think I deserved it and want to see more videos like this, and feel free to chat with Al over on our Twitter if you feel like it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.